There are 13 demands in all. Here are a few of them. They want immediate debt forgiveness for everyone, including credit cards, student loans, you name it. They also want $1 trillion in infrastructure building, including roads and bridges. Also, protesters want a racial and gender equal rights amendment. Plus, open borders migration where anyone can travel anywhere to work and live. Now, the movement began in New York City 22 days ago, and there appears to be no sign of slowing down. Manhattan's Zuccotti Park is serving as the unofficial headquarters as the group takes a stand. The company that manages the park has asked the NYPD to keep demonstrators from sleeping there. But both Mayor Michael Bloomberg and the police say they don't have the authority to kick them out. It's not just the big cities where the movements are popping up. Occupy Indiana is circling the State House there, and a similar scene is happening in Minneapolis at the Government Plaza there. On the West Coast, Occupy San Jose is camping out all around City Hall there. And in Atlanta, Congressman John Lewis, a Democrat, showed his support by joining the demonstrators. And get this, there's word that the movement could reach Canada by week's end. So, do Friday's unemployment numbers showing no change in September's rate prove a point of the occupied protesters? We're going to find that out. Financial expert Gene Marks is here. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Joyce, thanks for having me.
All right, corporate greed, bringing down all of the rest of us, profiting but not really hiring anybody. Valid argument or not?
Well, you see the protesters all around the country, and I do admire their passion, Joyce, but a little bit misguided when they talk about corporate greed. I mean, they're protesting large companies like financial services companies. I mean, take Citibank, for instance, right? They have 260,000 employees, many of them like you and me. They're not multi-bazillionaires. These are people that are working hard to service their customers. So some of the demands that the Occupy America people are making, where they want to bring down some of these big financial companies or forgive a bunch of debt, it's a little bit unrealistic.
But some of these companies, oil companies, are profiting a bunch.
Their businesses are in business to profit. And their first, two things they have to look out for, Joyce, is their employees and their shareholders. If there are executives at the top of companies that are making too much money, let the shareholders take it up, not somebody just protesting in the street. It's still a free capitalist market right now, and those companies are still trying to do what they want to do. When prices are going down in oil as well, nobody is really complaining.
What effect are the protesters having on the debate over the president's jobs bill?
Absolutely zero. Right now, the Republicans and Democrats are still trying to figure out how to grow this economy without sending the economy or the government into bankruptcy. So, they're fighting out how to pay for this $447 billion proposal that the president wanted to make. And, the jobs bill itself, really, for all intensive aspects, is dead in Washington right now. Parts of it are probably going to be passed between now and the next few months. Things like, extending unemployment benefits or maybe keeping payroll taxes a little bit lower over the next few months. Those will probably go through.
So you don't think this puts any pressure on lawmakers at all?
I think it puts absolutely no pressure on them at all. I think they're worried about growing the economy and making sure the government doesn't go broke doing it.
Okay, protesters also angry that nobody from Wall Street, banks, or corporate bigwigs have been prosecuted because they say they took the bailouts and used the money to cut deals in other countries.
And they're sending jobs overseas and all that. But, again,
it can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. And like the president said, it's certainly not illegal. But I tell you, Joyce, a lot of the protesters that you see they're tweeting each other on their iPhones. Those iPhones were made in China. So, they're the ones going out and buying these products, and they want to buy it at a cheap price. This is what happens. And again, like the president said, it's not illegal. This is what companies do. They're trying to generate profits to keep their employees employed and to keep their shareholders happy.
All right, Gene Marks of the Marks Group, thank you so much for coming in. We'll see you again. Well, the nation's struggling economy seems to be having an effect on the dead. Coroner's offices across the country say they're seeing an increase in the number of unclaimed remains, and they believe it's because many families can't afford the often unexpected costs of a funeral.
The economy has just been so bad.